Hi. Today you'll have to excuse me. I have a bit of a soreness in my throat, which I will discuss in my second video. So I will be making two videos here, wearing the same outfit. So you'll have to bear with me. I am just lounging and vegging out and drinking some hot tea and nourishing myself and praying and thinking positive today, and especially this entire weekend. But last night, God brought to my attention about the need to speak about the root chakra. The root chakra is the area that sits at our lower spine, and which is our private area. And this is not just for women; it's for both men and women. This the root chakra represents our life force, basically. It is our survival center. Um, and some of you might know a bit of my story, which I have spoken about um, a sexual abuse that I had as a child, but I don't really think I went into too much detail about it. But yes, I was sexually abused at the age of 6, and it reoccurred several times, 3 additional times, excuse me, in my teenage years and as an older teen. And also, not just that, I have been physically and emotionally abused as a result of those negative experiences in my life. I have just been handed that type of lifestyle based upon what I have learned as that result. So, if you have had any sort of trauma, whether it is a sexual abuse, a physical abuse, emotional abuse, or even being a witness to a divorce in your parents, perhaps, and um, even a death could also make this area of your physical self um, become weakened. And when this area is weakened, you lose control. You don't have control over your life. And I know I never had control over it before. And when you lack that type of physical control in your life, whether it's because you're being emotionally controlled, physically controlled, battered, whatever it is, everything else just falls to pieces. So this area, it not only becomes weakened, the energy is just so weakened and depleted that it is the first thing that needs to be rectified. Um, and in this area, male or female, we can have infertility issues, any sort of male or female issues. Um, I shouldn't even have had a child, but I was blessed with one. And then after that, I would not have periods for months at a time, 6 months to even a year sometimes. And then sometimes I would bleed continuously for 6 months at a time with no break in between, and just excruciating pain, all kinds of hormone problems and imbalances as a result. So there's tons of health problems that come along with this um, imbalance within this direct chakra. And I never believed in having chakras within the flesh. I didn't believe in it. Of one, I didn't understand it, even though Ween and I come from an Asian background. I never once heard my mother explain anything about it. She always told me to take care of my throat. And then again, I never understood what she actually meant. But the throat is your voice, it is your truth. And when you are not speaking about your truth, then you're just not being yourself, and you're lying about your truth and your existence. The truth is what God has given to you about who you are. Um, so we have 7 chakras that sit throughout our bodies, but there are tons more that radiate up into the skies, that reach the heavens. Having said that, is that when our main chakra, the one that if is the one that makes us the strongest, like mine is my throat, it also becomes our dominant aura. That we also need to nurture this one the most, but when it's nurtured, it becomes our strongest attribute in life. So my color is a blue with a right surrounding aura. Of course, we have a rainbow of colors that radiate out of us, but you can actually see the main and dominant color, which is in association to your dominant chakra, which also could represent the weakest chakra. And I won't go too much into it because it'll be in the next video, but back to the root chakra. When this chakra is completely weakened, you are vulnerable and you lack control, and you don't feel like you can be this. Please bear with me because of what I am experiencing today. You don't feel strong. You don't feel worthy. You don't have value. And you rely on other people to always fill that void. And that is something that I have struggled with my entire life. I had this great weakness, and I searched outwardly for it because I was made weak upon the very first incident of my sexual abuse, which then just continuously made this cycle of negative abuse upon myself. And I also want to reiterate that it's not just our physical life right now that we are experiencing that is causing the weakness within this area, but it has been since the beginning of our time. From our, the deepest roots of all humanity that we end up taking on from, our genetics, our DNA. It is embedded within us. And until we take responsibility and finally focus on healing our own selves, we cannot cleanse the sins of our forefathers. And that is where the root of all of our problems are, our forefathers. So I know tons of people who have had the struggle of lacking belief in themselves and losing complete control over their lives and handing it over to another individual or situation based upon some form of abuse. And if that is you, you can either contact me personally, whichever you are more comfortable with, or please, by all means, comment below, because this group is for everybody, and this is a private group, and nobody else outside of this group will hear about anything that you share within it. And I also want to emphasize the secrecy, and I'm asking everybody to please do not share anything outside of this group without the individual's permission. This is a safe zone, and if you don't feel comfortable again with voicing your opinions or your emotions and your experiences in the group, please reach out, and I will assist you in that category. But there are tons of ways of healing yourself in this divine area, because it is your livelihood. It is divine. It is precious, and it needs to be treated with respect. And once you heal yourself there, you can begin to heal other areas of your life and become strong and survive and thrive in this world. Okay, I'm going to end this video and begin another. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.